Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, however this video may find you. My name is Michelle, and in today's math lesson, we're going to be going over some things you may already know, but we're also going to be going over some things that might be a little bit newer to you. So we are going to start with those things you are probably already pretty familiar with and work into those things that are probably a little bit newer. So starting off, we're going to look at a school bus. It's purple. I know they're not purple in real life, but I have a purple one. So looking at the school bus, there are windows on it. I know they're kind of hard to see in this, but if you look at them, what shape do they look like? Do they look like a circle? Do they look like a triangle? No, they look like a square. They almost kind of look like a rectangle if you turn them a certain way, but they're squares. A better depiction of a rectangle would be if you have two separate squares or more. You can always have more. And then you put them together. That is a rectangle. It's kind of just like a squeezed out square. So next, looking at a red train. I know these are so common. It has little wheels, and I know they're kind of blocked off by this part right here, but if you had to guess, what shape do you think they would be? Do you think they're a triangle? Do you think they're a rectangle? Do you think they're a square? They're a circle. Very good. So now, this is going to be even harder to see, so you're going to have to look really hard. Inside the little wheels, it's kind of cut like a pizza. What shape are those little openings? Are they squares? Are they circles? No, they're triangles. So now, looking at these same shapes, I have a board. So now we're going to move into counting a little bit. So how many squares do we have right here? We have one square. So now looking at the square, how many sides does it have? This one might be kind of tricky. So looking at it, you have your 1, you have 2, you have 3, and then you have 4 sides to a square. But altogether, there is one square with the number 1. What comes after 1? 2. So now over here, like I used for the rectangle, I have 2 separate squares with the same 4 sides, but they're 2 separate pieces. So there's 1 and there's 2. But even if I were to switch the order, switch the look of it, there's still 2, right? 1, 2. Even counting it from this way. 1, 2. There's 2. Along with the number 2. So what comes after 3? Oh, I just told you what it was. What comes after 2? It's 3. So now over here, I brought out the triangles because a triangle has 3 sides. So let's take a look at this. Here's a triangle. And there's 1 side, 2, and 3. But it's one triangle. So I have 1, 2, 3. And again, even if I were to change the look of it, move the order around, make them look kind of funky, I still have 3, right? 1, 2, and 3. Even if I count a different way, it'll still be 1, 2, and 3. So now we're moving up to 4. This is going to be a lot of squares. Coming over here. So we have 4. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is going along with the number 4 that I have written next to it. Even if I move these all around, make them look crazy, there's still 4, right? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we're moving all the way up to 5, and I'm going to have to figure out how to put these down. So now we're going to be mixing shapes all up. So all the way down by the number 5. Here it is. Here's the number 5. Let's go ahead and count them. We have 1, we have 2, 3, 4, and 5. And again, even if I moved these all around, there's still 5, right? Did that number change at all? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now taking a look at the different groups of shapes I have, which one looks like it has more shapes in it? Does it look like the top one has more shapes or the bottom one? Let's go ahead and count so we can find out. There is 1, 2, 3 on this top one, and then coming down to the bottom one, how many do we have? I didn't change the number of them, so it's still going to be the same number that we counted last time. So there's the number 5. And there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So in the order of numbers, when you're counting, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is the biggest number. Imagine if you had like 5 pizzas compared to 3 pizzas, you would go with the 5 pizzas, right? So there is more in this one than there is in this one. So now we're going to look, it's kind of hard to, there we go. So I have all of these different little vehicles, things you can ride on. I'm going to line them all up, kind of like you're going to school in the morning, except you don't have boats in the middle of the road, hopefully. So let's go ahead and count the ones we have right here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But even if I were to, let's put the train at the front. Let's put the school bus at the back. There's still 5, right? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But let's say I wanted to get crazy and add even more boats and cars and trains and school buses. We're going to break it up, so hopefully this will be a little bit easier to count because there's going to be a lot of them. So let me get all of these in a row, and then we are going to count all of them. Looks like a lot. There is a lot. But let's go ahead and start at the front. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What comes next? Does 10 come next? No. 8 comes next. 9, and then 10. So now we're going to add another 10 on top of that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and what's next? 10. So now if we put all of these together, there's going to be 20, which is a whole lot of cars and boats and trains. And I hope you guys learned something and have a great day, and thank you for watching.